Hi everyone, welcome back to me reading this book. So we got Miner 2049er, Moon Patrol, Mr. Do, and Cobort. I have played Cobort, I'll explain that when we get there. But I'm just gonna let you see the pictures. And then we're gonna scroll down because they don't have a lot of information on these four games, which is kinda interesting. Unlike the last time we had four, which I think the last four, because I remember like a few videos ago, I read four video games at the same as this one, but there's a lot more information than these four. So apparently these things are forgetful. Apparently, this one's a platformer, which kind of is obvious due to the picture. Big Five Software. I don't even know if they're a thing anymore. They're probably not. The most painful moment in Miner 249er comes when you think you're almost finished, and then realize that you missed a spot. Programmed by Bill Hughes, I think his name. Miner 2749 is a platformer set in a radioactive future. Sounds like Fallout, which I know Fallout's going to be on this list. I guarantee you that. Uh, where Bounty Bob searches levels after level of an underground mine and scrubs. Okay. The floor with his feet while ducking and crushing the intimate monsters that prowl the depths beside him, while a sense of gritters from most of each level. Bob must also deal with slides. What is this? Shoots and ladders? Slides, yay, slides, shoots and ladders. Matter transporters and moving platforms. Most important of all, to get to the next level, every single pixel must be scrubbed. That is ridiculous. You have to be. It's like you have to make sure you know what the world you're doing all the time, which baffles the hell out of me. Okay, so as an early platformer, Miner 2049er has had charm and clever design across all 10 or 11 maps, so it's not that very long. Depending on your platforms, no two were alike, and they combined the thrill of victory with the compulsive satisfaction of cleaning a map until it's spotless. Okay, it's practically Homo erectus in the post Super Mario Bros. World. I did not expect them to mention Super Mario World in this thing. Well, the main character looks like Mario, but it was a milestone for its day. And after years in the wilderness, Miner 2049er has now returned bedevil a new generation on mobile devices. So you get this game on your stinking phone? Really? I didn't know that. Kind of seems simple enough. I mean, seriously, I've never played it before. Now, Moon Patrol. It's an term, RM, IRAM, I think it's called. It's an action game. Moon Patrol is an arcade game, so the next three games are arcades. Miner 249er is an arcade game, but it's also for phones, so apparently they made some distance. So Moon Patrol, one of the most awkward vehicles in gaming history. You do not want. Why would I want to play a game? Why do I want to play a game when the first sentence says one of the most awkward vehicles in gaming history? That makes me not want to play it. Like seriously. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, you're supposed to make the person reading the book make you want to play the game, not just the awkward vehicle gaming mechanics. Like, seriously, what the hell? Your vehicle in Moon Patrol is either fast nor deadly. Its big tires roll hyperchronically over uneven ground, speeding up or choking back, depending on the obstacle you spot ahead. Meanwhile, the aliens that taunt you from above can be pegged with a gun that represents a pea shooter. Okay. Moon Patrol is the deadliest. What the heck is that word? Is that a name, monk? To the airborne shoot 'em up. Charlie Charlie Parker, uh, eccentric and plotting, and all the most more brilliant for it, while the skyline of a lunar civilization rolls by via parallax scrolling. Okay. The first time a game used the technology techniques, you're focused on an obstacle course that challenge you on a gentle curve, gradually adding a greater number of threats. One a more aggressive designer may have saddled the buggy with serious firepower, but get used use to the controls and you have exactly what you need to keep the peace and clear your path as you travel. Okay, the game ranks your times against the other ones posted at the arcades, bringing a sense of of competition to one who is slowest driver in history. Really? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So I understand that part. So that's pretty obvious. So Mr. Do, if I remember correctly, Mr. Do I've never played before, so this is going to be really interesting. So the it's an arcade game. It's a maze game. Kind of see that, especially when there's it looks like a bunch of freaking meat that's coming up. The conceptual man, there's a lot of hard words in this for this page. This can oh okay. The conceptual disconnect of a killer clown was Lether Bouncy Ball. That is fucking hilarious. I have to agree. So those things that are running around are clowns. They look like freaking meat to me. Bouncy Balls who loves to eat his dessert. But nothing new to fans of Japanese games. Yeah, so it's a Japanese game where they just make some random ass shit. What the hell? At first blush, Mr. Do is a weirder, unusual cousin of the popular Dig Dug, which we read in a few pages ago, or was it the last page? I don't know. Lots of tunneling, taking out monsters, and in this case, guarding pieces. But Mr. Do adds a few other wrinkles in Dig Dug. So this is what it's saying to me. So you're supposed to take out the monsters like in Dig Dug, but instead of taking out two monsters, you're taking out fucking clowns. I didn't know this was a horror show. Guarding pieces, but Mr. Do adds a few wrinkles and Dig Dug. He just walks around with a bike pipe and inflates his enemies to death. Mr. Do stars a clown who carries spell that he hurls down the tunnels of his enemies. Oh, so you're the clown. Okay, that makes it a lot more different. So instead of a guy who just wants to pump air into enemies, he's a freaking clown who wants to roll large balls at them. That sounded so wrong, I don't even know. This is tougher than it sounds because the ball keeps bouncing until it kills thing or it comes back at you. Okay, so there's a gimmick to it. The game has two modes, Gathering and Hunter. In both modes, oh, it has two modes. Okay, this is advanced technology in 1982. Holy crap! Advance either by grabbing the fruits stored before you or by killing the monsters, either with the ball or by causing boulder. Like apples to fall on their heads. Apples instead of rocks. The ultimate goal of this of is the desert at the center of the screen. By the turn of the century, its status as a second tier coin op classic made increasingly rare, and nowadays the arcade edition is hard to track down. Yeah, you probably might have to go to Japan to get that game. Because Mr. Deuce sounds like a weird ass game back in the day, you know? Because Japan likes to make these weird games that they never see the light of day. Like, for example, Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles, the first game, they had to butcher it because the U.S. version of the dub did not meet Tsunade, so they had to take her out and take Itachi and Kisame in that game. The Japanese version, however, doesn't do that. So yeah. So Q Bert. I have played Q Bert. I played it at Anime Boston one of the. I think I played it at a convention one of these days. One of the days. It was a really good game. I like Q Bert. I thought it was an interesting game. Q Bert works best if you don't ask too many questions. Okay. It's a game about a mupper like thing. Oh yeah, this is a puzzle game by the way, with a tube-like nose who has to jump up and down a pyramid made up of color cubes. Yes, I do know that because I've played the game before, jackass. The only thing we learn about his character is that he has a foul mouth. Oh, so he likes to swear. I like this character already. Every time he's caught or falls to his death, he shouts out a gruff curse via a speech bubble. He usually says fuck. That's what he says. The world had seen nothing like it. And consequentially, it was a monster hit in the arcades. Cobalt appeals to the obsessive compulsive gamer. The creature's job is to jump to every space on the pyramid, flipping its color. Okay, yeah, I know that. Flipping its color. Floating platforms take you safely back to the top so you can start the other side. While enemies spring from the top of the pyramid to keep on the move, that's about it, really. M- Married an addictive set of new machines and an MC Squasilu. I have no idea what that word is. It looks like it's Spanish. Bored to a character who would hold his own against Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. Ooh, wow, that's interesting. Way to go, Kabart. You actually went up against Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. You actually stood up against them. Even though you're probably not as popular as Donkey Kong or Pac-Man because of what your developers are. But I have to say, I'm quite impressed that you actually hold your own in the arcades when it comes to those two games. For the affection of millions, earning merchandise, sequels, and a spot in the Saturday morning cartoon. It has Saturday morning cartoon. I got watched that. But what was he exactly? Sometimes it's better not to ask. I want to know what Saturday morning cartoon he was because I want. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to research that. So what's the next game that we're gonna be talking about? Some names that I don't even know. What the hell? Well, I know the one that's so Kuban. That's a Japanese game because the developer. I'll explain that when we get there. But I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care, and we're gonna do two more games I've never even heard of before. So yeah, stay positive.